House Republican Whip Steve Scalise on parole. On parole from Nancy Pelosi's masking, jailing, and generally getting rid of all Republicans. That's a great way to carry the day. So how is it, Steve Scalise, breathing the air free or let out of your jail cell? Is everything okay? I'm worried about you.
Thanks, Larry. Good to be with you. This is what freedom looks like, but clearly Speaker Pelosi is trying to take that away. I mean, think of the lunacy that Speaker Pelosi is trying to get people that come to the United States Capitol on the House side arrested if they're vaccinated without a mask, yet they can go to the Senate side without a mask and not get arrested. I guess maybe COVID knows that it needs to stop when it gets close to the Senate chamber. This makes absolutely no sense. And Larry, the irony, think about this. They're trying to say they'll arrest you if you're vaccinated without a mask on in the United States Capitol and an American citizen. Yet if you come across the border illegally right now through Mexico, illegally with COVID, they'll let you in. They'll give you an airplane ticket for free and put you on a plane with COVID and send you to some unknown state around the country where clearly we're seeing super spreaders right now at our border with both the Delta and Lambda variant of COVID. This is out of control. The Biden administration created this mess, not only a border crisis, now a super spreader crisis at our border.
You know, I just wondered, last point, because this announcement coming out about arresting, I guess, staff and tourists, not members, thankfully. I was kidding about on parole. But is this Pelosi? Is this the Capitol Hill Police? Are the two in cahoots with each other? I mean, this is like, if you'll pardon it, sort of high school games that we're playing right now, unbecoming, you know, to national leaders, at least in my judgment.
It's childish games, but it's dangerous because this is the seat of democracy. This is the people's house. And like you said, it's not like they're doing this in the entire United States Capitol or all across America. Clearly, it's coming from Speaker Pelosi because the edict to arrest people only came if you come into the House. If you go into the Senate without a mask, there's nothing wrong with that. And again, it's the same building. So people, I think, get what's going on here. Look, first, Speaker Pelosi put up fences with barbed wire to keep the public out. Now, they finally took that down. And just as people are kind of, you know, tourists come back and to see their government in action, they want to now threaten to arrest them if they don't have a mask on, only if they come to the House side. This has got to end.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy stuff. Not good. What's your perspective on this infrastructure plan, the bipartisan plan? I know most of the action's been in the Senate, but at some point in the not-too-distant future, it's coming to the House. So I wonder what you and the leadership think about this.
Well, you know, we've always been for infrastructure going back to when President Trump was in office. As you know, we tried to work to get a bipartisan infrastructure deal that was paid for. And President Trump wanted to do that, too. Speaker Pelosi didn't. But if you fast forward to today, Speaker Pelosi only wants to bring an infrastructure bill to the floor if it's tied to massive trillions of dollars of new taxes and new spending on things that have nothing to do with COVID, like the Green New Deal that would destroy our ability to make things. It would destroy our middle class in America, as well as things like unionizing health employees. What does that have to do with infrastructure? Yet they've tied all of it together. So we've been working to try to keep that whole crazy idea of socialist policies away. Unfortunately, they're tied together right now. So
this reconciliation package, and, you know, if you take out the timing gimmicks, it's really $5 trillion or more. With all that's in it, as you say, the Green New Deal, the taxing, the spending, the entitlements, it's coming, Steve Scalise. And it's coming, it's probably the most important vote, I don't know in how many years, maybe in a generation. It is a transformational bill and strategy, as you know, perhaps better than anybody. This has to be stopped on a number of levels. It has got to be stopped. And I'm wondering whether the chances of stopping it are better in the House than they are in the Senate. Your thought?
Yeah, Larry, I'm working very hard, not only on the Republican side as the Republican whip. We've got all House Republicans against any plan to raise taxes, including through something that they call infrastructure that really isn't. But we've been working with a lot of other people who don't want to see taxes go up because they know it will hurt the middle class. It's going to hurt hardworking families. And it's going to be one of the many things that increases inflation. We're already seeing inflation. If you spend trillions more dollars, it will only make inflation worse. So we're trying to get right now, if you look at the makeup in the House, there's only a 3-vote majority. Probably between now and November, Pelosi will only have a 3-vote majority because of special elections. That means she can't lose more than 3 people. And right now, I think there are more than 3 Democrats that are against it. That obviously can change. We've got to keep the pressure on people. If you're living in a district that's represented by a Democrat right now, this is the time to be calling your member of Congress and say, no new taxes. Don't vote for anything that's going to hurt the economy, that's going to hurt middle-class families. And tax hikes will. Keep in mind, Bernie Sanders is the chairman of the Senate Budget Committee. Do you really think he's going to bring a bill to the floor to raise taxes that is not going to affect hardworking middle-class families? Of course it will. We need to try to defeat it.
Well, you know, among other things, Steve, corporations don't pay taxes, people do. And the CBO itself has said 70% of the corporate tax burden is borne by the blue-collar middle class. So that 400,000 stuff is just completely irrelevant.
Can I just... And it'll ship more jobs overseas.
Oh, yes, you know. Absolutely. Last one, I just want to go back to what you were saying about the border chaos and so forth, because everybody agrees the illegals coming across the border are infected with COVID. And because it's not catch and release, it's just release. That's what's going on. That's what the numbers show. So this is a gigantic threat, and I just wanted to know if anybody's going to be able to do anything about it.
Look, we're going to continue to press President Biden. He created this mess at our southern border. He can fix it. But as he's contemplating mask mandates and things that would shut America's economy down, he's helping create that crisis at our border by bringing COVID into our southern border. So we're calling on him and the CDC. I've talked to the head of the CDC and said, look, you issued mandates. If you're an American citizen in Mexico this summer going on vacation, you can't come back home to America and get on a plane unless you show a COVID negative test. They won't even let you on a plane. Yet you could come across our border illegally in Mexico with proof that you're COVID positive, and they'll let you in. Y'all have to put out guidance at the CDC level to stop this. And also President Biden can stop it himself today. People need to get vocal about this because it's going on and it's spreading throughout America. They're not just coming across the border and staying in Texas. The Biden administration is sending them all throughout America, and they're not even telling states, somebody's going to show up, a busload of people that are COVID positive from another country in South or Central America, maybe a Middle Eastern country, somebody that's on the terrorist watch list, which we've caught maybe close to 10 people there already coming across our southern border illegally. It's out of control.
I know. See, that's you're right. It's a national issue because these people are spreading. It's a national issue.
Every town is a border town right now with it being spread throughout the country by the Biden administration.
You know, Marsha Blackburn, Senator Blackburn said this on the show, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago. It's exactly right. And if anything now, with the increase in case rate, it's even worse. The story has become even worse. So I wouldn't worry about masking. I'd worry about border controls and then get the vaccination here at home. Anyway, a free Steve Scalise. It's wonderful to see you. Please come back soon.
Good to be free. Well, let's free Britney now. How about that?
Let's free America. Thank you, Congressman. Appreciate it very much. Hope to see you soon.